What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the chronically charismatic Dr. Disaster. And the people that you would expect to be having a meltdown on social media right now in the wake of the big election news from yesterday with Donald Trump winning, those very same people, especially in the gaming industry, are absolutely losing their minds, and it's positively hilarious to see.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
In particular, the writers for Dragon Age the Veilguard and the people who are also working on the next Mass Effect game are having kind of a rough day at this point. They're over on Blue Sky right now, which, if you didn't know what that is, it's kind of a Twitter alternative that a lot of these so-called progressives fled to when Elon purchased Twitter and the platform ceased to be an echo chamber for them. Anyhow, these people are over on Blue Sky absolutely losing their minds, and I thought it would be interesting to see what they're saying. After all, these are the people who are working on the next Mass Effect game, as it was just announced, as you may remember, that the entire studio of Bioware is now moving from Dragon Age over to Mass Effect, since the studio has no confidence in Dragon Age moving forward, and they've decided not to invest in making any DLC for it. So yeah, they're taking these consummate failures, whose glorious meltdowns we're going to look at in a minute here, but they are letting them work on another franchise, which they will obviously hollow out and ruin, because that, and whining like a bunch of sad little babies, is all that they know how to do.
You move to an area and you multiply. And the only way you can survive is to spread to another area. There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. A virus.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to refer to it as these days. I keep a list on there of games lousy with wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle over there is Dr. Disaster 1. But anyhow, like I was saying, a lot of these terminally online, progressive jackasses decided to move to Blue Sky as an alternative to Twitter after Elon bought that platform, which is where I found the content that I'm about to show to you here. I just thought it would be fun and interesting to see the reaction from the team who worked on the Veilguard and who will be pushing the next Mass Effect game. After all, tomorrow it's expected that they're going to announce the next Mass Effect game semi-formally on the N7 day, November 7th, and I thought it would be useful to see who is writing the game that they're going to try to convince us we need to buy. First, we're going to start with this person here. This is Laura Kate Dale, which you might remember I covered the other day. This is a writer that consulted on Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is the person who wrote such brilliant books as Things I Learned from Mario's Butt and Me and My Dysphoria Monster. This is a person who is just obsessed with gender crap. But anyhow, I found this person's posts on Blue Sky from yesterday, and it is a lot of coping, seething, and all of that other fun stuff. Anyhow, this person reposted this last night after the election was already called. It says, "If you all are giving up now, before every last vote is tallied, when the race has not been called, as some people are still in line, then hoo boy, as someone who works in authoritarian countries, I have bad news for how you'll do over the next 4 years." And then underneath it says, "Rule 1, do not obey in advance." And gee, that is some pretty melodramatic shit right there, isn't it? but it kinda pales in comparison to this one right here, which says, if you're a trans, start stockpiling hormones and look into do-it-yourself hormone replacement therapy, change your gender markers on identity documents now, and get your passports updated ASAP, start building community because we're only going to have each other.
I'm so sick of these people. You know,
Oh my god, these people are just so insufferable. Their pity farming is off the charts. They just want everyone to look at them and go, oh, you poor sweet little thing, whatever will you do now that the imaginary problems that you've invented in your head, they might possibly manifest themselves. But this might be the most unhinged crap that they reposted. It says, anyone with a shred of privilege needs to take care of the vulnerable. And by that I mean you have to be ready to do a bunch of extreme stuff that I can't read on YouTube. Anyhow, it then goes on to say, I am not posturing, I am not trying to sound tough. You need to be thinking about what you're willing to suffer and thinking seriously. And you know what? This really is this person trying to sound tough. This is somebody LARPing as a resistance fighter. Nobody is going to hurt you. Nobody wants to harm you. We're just tired of listening to you. And as much as you morons want to equivocate that with violence, it just ain't gonna work. We are done listening. But now, let's hop over to the profile of Patrick Weeks, the narrative designer of Mass Effect and Dragon Age games. I'm not so sure that I'd proudly display that in my profile these days, but whatever, you do you, my dude. But to be fair, I also wouldn't post shit like this either. The dude reposted, Harris ran a smart campaign. She was a solid candidate. Trump ran a disastrous campaign and is in clear decline. This was a clear choice. No matter who wins, half of voters either chose bigotry and authoritarianism or had no problem with it, and that's hard to take. And you keep on coping there, princess, but Harris did not run a smart campaign. She hid like a chicken shit when she thought she was winning, and she finally did a media run when it was clear that she was losing, and she failed to say anything of substance. All she could do was denounce her opponent, but it's no wonder that jackanapes like this think it was brilliant. That's basically all that they can do with their rhetoric as well. For example, look at what they say here. They're saying that half of the voters in this country are bigots and authoritarians. And on a daily basis, about the only thing that they're capable of saying here in the video game spaces is how much they hate those of us who aren't part of their beloved modern audience. But yeah, these are the people who delivered you Dragon Age the Veilguard. These are the people who are now making Mass Effect 5. They are fragile little turds without the sense that God gave a donkey. And frankly, I find it hilarious to point at and mock such melodramatic schmucks.
Oh look, an idiot. Let's point and laugh.
But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of these idiots into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.